Like, you brought up the incident with me and Beans. Like, me and Beans are not childhood friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, I met Beans through rap. Like, I didn't know Beans growing up in Brooklyn. And we grew into brotherhood. Not saying that we got an issue that can't be fixed, but I don't feel it's as important as two people that grew up together. Like, to me, watching y'all not communicate and then watching him and Dame go through it, that shit whack to me, bro. I feel like we too old, we made too much money, our kids is grown. We supposed to be chilling on Oprah yacht in the middle of Santorini right now, my G.
They were never really enemies. So how did fixing this turn into something damn near impossible? Listen to this. What Bleek just put out there about Beanie Sigel and Jay-Z completely flips how you see the whole Roc-A-Fella situation. This ain't just your typical rap drama. Nah, this is about loyalty, control, and how million-dollar bonds quietly break behind closed doors. Bleek straight up said there was never any real personal hate involved. The real issue came down to people picking sides. Once Jay and Dame stopped talking, everybody else moved accordingly without question. The whole crew fractured. Harlem versus Brooklyn became more than just talk. It turned into a real line in the sand. And artists like Bleek and Beans, yeah, they got stuck right in the middle of that mess. Now hold up, this is where it really gets interesting. Bleek admitted his connection with Beanie Sigel wasn't rooted in childhood the way his bond with Jay-Z was. It was strictly built through the business side of music, and that kind of connection hits different. This made fixing things way more complicated than people realize. Not impossible, but let's be real, it wasn't a priority either. Now I'm about to play this clip so y'all can hear it yourselves, but before I do, go ahead and hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and make sure you subscribe. Alright, let's get into it.
And that was where my respect was in that building, is watching how them move in that label and move in that building like that. I mean, but to see how it happened, it's just ill. Like you said, there was never no problems, but the loyalty of the two sides took it there. And we did it also too. But I do believe, and I'm just talking since we're talking, I do believe that if Jay and Dame would have figured out how to have some type of conversation,
none of that shit would have happened.
Because we going off of what these two niggas say.
That's a fact. You ride with Dame,
together where everybody talking shit together to everybody in separate offices talking shit.
Yeah.
Heard now, Dame is spewing what he's spewing. We don't know what Jay and them is spewing. Yeah. But I know on this side,
it was
what's
going down.
On.
Yeah.
And I know my position is to do whatever Cam is going to do.
That's right.
You heard?
So you got to ride with the team.
I don't care about Dame. I'm caring about what Cam going to do, and I got to protect him and everything. So now here we go.
And that's what I felt like broke up the Roc. It was the divide. Because remember, it became Harlem, and then it became Brooklyn. And it didn't have to be that way.
It didn't.
No, because it was never no drivers just because them two didn't speak. The way everybody else took on the vibe of whatever they was around, and then it just grew. And that's whack, man. But at the end of the day, everybody turned out successful.
I mean, everybody turned out
healthy.
We as black men figure out how to
get past that. I tell people, I just had this conversation.
Same thing. I'm not perfect.
No, none of us are. We would never, nobody is perfect.
I'm a piece of somebody else.
And
just the way I feel.
And you're an angel to other people.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So that's that. I always say that. Somebody might call me a piece of shit. Somebody gonna call me an angel over here. Like, I even had that conversation with Cam when I had to talk with him. I'm like, yo, like, you brought up the incident with me and Beans. Like, me and Beans are not childhood friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, I met Beans through rap. Like, I didn't know Beans growing up in Brooklyn. And we grew into brotherhood. Not saying that we got an issue that can't be fixed, but I don't feel it's as important as two people that grew up together. Like, to me, watching y'all not communicate and then watching him and Dame go through it, that shit whack to me, bro. I feel like we too old, we made too much money, our kids is grown. We supposed to be chilling on Oprah yacht in the middle of Santorini right now, my G.
Absolutely right.
For real, bro.
Absolutely right. You're absolutely right, but sometimes things don't work like that, my brother.
I know, man.
As much as I cherish the time we had and cherish the brotherhood that we did have, I can't dwell on it.
No.
It don't pay. I mean, I tried. It doesn't serve me no purpose at this point in my life. You know what I mean? You lose friends, you see who's really with you and things like that. And sometimes people gonna see what they lost. And I know losing me as a friend and a brother is a cold thing.
That's a fact.
Because you ain't gonna meet too many people like me.
That's what right.
At all.
That's a fact.
You heard?
Nah,
So I'm
that's
comfortable
a fact.
with that. And me being that cold person, I had to learn how to be that for myself. I was telling that to Fat Joe and that like everything I was willing to be for my comrade.
Yes.
I had to learn to be that for myself, and that's what made me stronger. You see what I'm saying? Because it wasn't like I'm just leaving myself open by doing that for so many others. You heard? And leaving myself wide open. And now, in my position of leading, I can't leave myself wide open.
That's a fact.
You heard?
Because now you got your crew.
I got a lot, right?
That's right.
I got my family, I got my business, I got everything. So I got to play this strategic out here, because it's quick to want to see you fail. Ain't nobody coming to save you.
Nobody.
Rather see you go through it than help you get through it. You heard? Like, you not gonna get a helping hand. You heard? So I learned how to boss up on my own. You heard? Like, wherever we started at, it's not where we gonna end at. You heard?
Yeah, that's a fact, bro. That's one thing. You said y'all learned how to boss up on my own. Like, I commend y'all, man. That's one, like, y'all, all of y'all, from Jewels, Cam, you, even Zeke, being down there in NC laying low. Y'all all know how to create businesses, bro. Like, none of y'all just sit back and chill, from the to the clothes, to the Dipset rebranding, to the compound you just purchased, you know what I'm saying, to the podcast. Like, what keeps you motivated, my G? What gives you that drive? Because these kids need to learn that. You know, these kids is lazy. They think smoking is just gonna hit them one day, they're gonna get high.
I'm definitely not gonna come to you sitting in the house and smoke. I always wanted something bigger in life. I just always knew that I could do better. And I always knew I'm not giving things my full potential, even right now. You dig?
You
like
feel that still way now?
100%. I totally feel like I have not found total tunnel vision where I'm locked into my full capacity of what I can give the people and what I can do for my mission and things like that.
This is what it looks like when business starts outweighing brotherhood. Listening to Memphis Bleek speak on Beanie Sigel and Jay-Z, I'm not hearing beef at all. I'm hearing a situation that simply grew too big for emotions to keep pace with. And honestly, that's more common in this industry than people admit. This is exactly what happens when loyalty and business collide, and nobody takes the time to clear things up early. Small cracks turn into a real separation. And once people start moving based on alliances instead of what's right, it's already too far gone. And what really stood out to me is that Bleek didn't come off bitter at all. He sounded self-aware. That right there is growth. He knows not every relationship is built to last forever, even if it started solidly. And that's a tough reality a lot of people in this game avoid facing. Now, at the same time, let me say this. Thankfully, Memphis Bleek and Beanie Sigel are in a much better space now and have patched things up. That alone proves that time, maturity, and perspective can repair situations that once felt locked up. Everything doesn't have to end in bad blood either. So let me ask y'all this. Do y'all think Jay-Z and Dame Dash could have saved everything if they communicated earlier? And do you think Bleek and Beanie Sigel fixing things shows that time really can heal situations like this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.